A famous variant of the iconic lightsaber debuted in Star Wars Legends before becoming Ahsoka Tano's secondary weapon in the Clone Wars. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Ahsoka Tano made the Shoto lightsaber famous, but Luke Skywalker actually introduced it 29 years earlier when he wielded it against Lumia. The Shoto is a distinctive type of lightsaber held in the offhand that gives Jedi an advantage in duels. There is also a variant called the Guard Shoto. Luke used his Shoto to counter Lumia's light whip, and it allowed him to defeat her in their second bout. Ahsoka Tano also used a Shoto as her backup weapon. Ahsoka Tano may have made the Shoto lightsaber famous, but Star Wars actually introduced it 29 years earlier. Wielded by Luke Skywalker against the Dark Lady of the Sith, Lumia. Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, Ahsoka is known for using two lightsabers in battle. Ahsoka's second blade is unusually short, described as a Shoto. The Shoto is a distinctive type of lightsaber, typically held in a combatant's offhand and giving them an advantage in duels. There's actually another variant of the Shoto, the Guard Shoto, which features an additional hilt at a 90-degree angle, allowing for unusual blocks and parries. That in itself gives a clue to the Shoto's purpose. These blades help Jedi when they're engaged in lightsaber duels. Surprisingly, although Ahsoka is the most well-known Jedi to use a Shoto, it had made its debut a long time ago. Star Wars. The Clone Wars drew heavy inspiration from the old expanded universe, which served as the main Star Wars timeline from 1977 to 2014, when Disney rebranded it as Legends. Although Star Wars, The Clone Wars launched before 2014, Lucasfilm's Dave Filoni has noted he considered it part of a separate universe that still respected the original trilogy and the prequels. There's a sense in which the Clone Wars set the pattern for the modern canon, not least in treating Legends as a wellspring of ideas to draw from, including with the Shoto blade. Published in 1985, Marvel's Star Wars No. 96, by Mary Jo Duffy and Cynthia Martin, sees Luke Skywalker clashing with Lumia, the new Dark Lady of the Sith, and the founder of the latest iteration of the Sith Order after Darth Bane's lineage. In their first bout, Luke is easily defeated, despite having bested Darth Vader himself aboard the second Death Star less than a year beforehand. Before their rematch, Luke hastily constructs a second lightsaber, this one being a Shoto, a lightsaber with a short blade, which, combined with his original green-bladed weapon, allowed him to defeat Lumia in their next bout. Luke Skywalker's Shoto has a red blade, a color that traditionally denotes membership in the Sith Order or similar dark side splinter groups. In Luke's case, the red blade is likely because that lore hadn't been properly established yet. It can be explained as the result of Luke rushing the construction. Both of Luke's lightsabers use synthetic lightsaber crystals, made using the Force rather than the dark side. While Luke fashioned his first weapon slowly and carefully, giving it its signature green blade, he hastily built his Shoto, perhaps resulting in the red blade. While Luke rarely used his Shoto afterward, it returns decades later in the Legacy of the Force novels. In his duels with Lumia, Luke used his Shoto to counter her light whip, a unique lightsaber variant with flexible tendril-like blades, by blocking her attacks with one weapon and attacking with the other. While Lumia remained one of Luke Skywalker's deadliest foes, his new weapon and use of the Jar-Kai fighting technique put the two on more even ground, allowing Luke to best the fledgling Dark Lady of the Sith. Luke most likely learned Jar-Kai, along with other lightsaber combat forms, during his training on Dagobah. Yoda's lightsaber, which he kept in his home on Dagobah at the time, was a lightsaber Shoto and likely the first one Luke saw. Before Yoda ignited his famous green-bladed Shoto in the Star Wars prequels, Shotos made their live-action debut in 1997, with the Sith spawn known as Pick using an orange-bladed lightsaber Shoto in the live-action cutscenes of Star Wars. Jedi Knight. Dark Forces Zeo. In Legends lore, Shotos were commonly used by smaller sapient beings as their primary weapon. But typically, the weapons were constructed and used the same way Luke used his against Lumia. Shotos were usually intended to be secondary weapons, allowing their users to keep their primary weapon, a standard lightsaber, free while the Shoto was used defensively.